Hey, Shalom Akim. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash, the honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. Hey, it's going to be a quick one entitled The Grinding Shall Cease. And, I just want to jump into the article. I'm not going to speak too much. All right, so it says coronavirus threatens to crash the gig economy. Millions of Americans are working in the gig economy could soon discover their side hustle jobs, such as being an Uber driver, Amazon delivery driver, and or completing odd tasks for a handyman, could come to a halt temporarily as the COVID-19 outbreak disrupts local economies across the country. Because we understand, it's no secret that America gets all their, goods from other countries. So if other countries, go to shit, guess what? America goes to shit. People are not going to be ordering stuff on Amazon because those things come from other countries. Or if they do, it's going to be super expensive because it's less items being made of that particular item, man. And a lot of these, people are not ordering from restaurants. People are not going out as they used to, man. So that puts it into particular, ride sharing, not ride sharing, but like Uber Eats or DoorDash. As we noted in the past, more than 50 million Americans, or about 44% of all U.S. workers aged 18 through 64, are considered low wage and low skilled, have insurmountable debts with limited savings, including auto, student, and credit card debts, are working in the gig economy via side hustles, and are most vulnerable to job losses. Many of these folks are also employed in the services sectors, another corner of the job market that is high risk of job loss if the virus outbreaks start forcing consumers to pull back on discretionary spending. The dark side of the gig economy could soon be realized as virus impacts are starting to mount, especially in West Coast cities. Millions of gig economy workers are low paid and lack proper health insurance. Some of these folks have bare bone policies that require them to pay the first few $1,000s of medical bills. And as I read too, I want to tell brothers to, hey, pay your tithes, man, because we're gonna see, you know, that those tithes are gonna come in handy, man. Because the tithes are for the brotherhood, and a lot of brothers have quit their jobs to do the ride sharing. So we understand. The Lord is gonna look out for His men, all right. But we supposed to bear each other burdens too. You know, so hey, pay your tithes, man, because as we see, it does help. Okay, I mean the Apostle Tahar was going into that in their the live stream that they had did on the Passover sit down that the apostles do. So it says the dark side of the gig economy could soon be realized as virus impacts are starting to mount, especially in West Coast cities. Millions of gig economy workers are low paid and lack proper health insurance. Some of these folks have bare bone policies that require them to pay the first few $1,000s of medical bills. The obvious risk to the gig economy so far is cities shutting down that forces a decline in the need for certain services. Many of these folks don't have a financial safety net nor health care for if it's like a financial safety net nor healthy care nor health care for if they contract the virus. It's simple. American workers aren't prepared for a pandemic. It says, tales of Sky Hill bills are buzzing in the media. A Miami man says he received a $3,270 bill for a voluntary coronavirus test. Damn. An American evacuated from the outbreak's epicenter in Wuhan, China, received a $3,918 bill for the mandatory quarantine in San Diego, said the Financial Times. As cases and deaths soar in Seattle this week, the first views of the gig economy and services sector grinding to a halt is in downtown Seattle. The area has transformed into a ghost town as the lack of tourists and people quarantined at home has created a demand shock for the local economy. Let me see. The co-founder of economic CBS. It says Lakshman Akuthan, the co-founder of the Economic Cycle Research Institute, told CBS this morning that further virus impacts on American cities could put a squeeze on household budgets and lead to a decline in discretionary spending. CNBC explains that gig economy workers aren't just some of the most exposed people to contract the virus. They also have no safety net as regular jobs do, such as sick days, health care, and covered expenses. CNBC's Dedra Bosa says some gig economy workers have already seen their business halved in the last several weeks due to virus fears. Putting this all together, as cases and deaths soar in cities across the country, local economies could grind to a halt, and this could crash the gig economy and every millennial in it, who frankly, many of which aren't prepared for financial Armageddon unless they read Zero Hedge. And even if they are prepared, man, you gotta understand that, things are gonna get very, very, very expensive. All right, just look over there in Venezuela, man. They've been dealing with that, even though it means certain parts are still, maintaining, but for the most part, everything is super, super expensive, man, because there's less items of it, man. So how much more in America, man? That's why the only thing that's going to save you out of these trying times is Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right? We always push that, man. It's Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. That's the only person that's going to save you. All right? And what's going on now is prophecy, man, okay? As we always bring out, all right, for those who may not know, this is Ecclesiastes 12:4. All right? 12:3. Actually, I'll start at the top. Remember now the Creator. The Creator is Yahweh, Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right? When you go into Genesis 1:1, all right, it says that the powers created the heavens and the earth. The powers, all right, is Yahweh Shai and the angels. All right? Yahweh gave the blueprint to Yahweh Shai to build this place, man. All right? And everything as you see it, man. It all goes back to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Remember now that created in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor clouds return after the rain. Basically meaning before destruction happens. All right? And the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened. I'm reading once more. And the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of grinding is low. Okay? Because in the ancient world, a lot of the work was done as far as, being farmers. So this similitude, if you will, is being, compared to as a worker, as a farmer. So it's basically going into how basically, work is going to be halted. And the doors shall be shut in the streets. All right, the doors being shut in the streets are the what? are the the shopping centers, the shopping stores. And we see that, a lot of brothers, a lot of times, like the brother Kalab I brought out, you see brothers all throughout the world, they normally standing in front of what? An empty storefront, man. It's a lot of those in a lot of these downtown areas, man. Really, all of them. And the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of grinding is low. Okay? There's articles going to where these, Moabites, these Chinese, are losing, a lot of business because of this coronavirus, man. And soon enough, they're gonna go out of business, man. And it says, when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. All right, going into the similitude as far as a farmer, because a farmer would normally get up early in the morning, even basically before the sun comes up. And their alarm clock would normally be what, I believe a rooster. At the voice, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So just something quick in the spirit. With that, shalom to the elect.